Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are taking a look at The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. This is obviously season 1, but episode 5, Become. This has been an absolute pleasant surprise, I think, for all of us. Everybody is knocking it out of the park. These episodes have been fantastic. I can't believe there's only 2 to go, Diamond Dave. We need a second season.
Let's hope they give whatever. I don't even know if it needs to be called The Ones Who Live, Rick and Michonne, whatever. We need more because I think we can all agree that this episode and the next episode, there's just still too much story to tell in the overall grand scheme. So let's hope we get some great news by the end of next week after episode 6 airs, not before.
No, don't do that.
That's just that may be spoiling some stuff. Yeah. Let's go! Well, we start with Jadis right away.
Them are some stomper boots.
That's why I'm thinking Jadis, because this looks too clean. These boots, the pants.
Whoa!
Gabriel!
What? What?
What?
What is going on? Why are we seeing Gabriel? What a left turn we did not expect.
Oh.
What? See, you were thinking maybe Morgan might show up or something like that, but I don't know if anybody had Gabriel on their bingo card.
I definitely did not. What a pleasant surprise he was.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just want to say again, this episode and one more. That's it. If you think you're wrapping up this story in 2 episodes.
And I know Gimple has come out and said that, they have kind of a plan. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Basically, he has a plan. They hope they can get whatever. But let's face it. AMC, what are they really bringing to the table besides The Walking Dead right now? That brings a lot of eyes. So.
Yeah.
Symbolisms.
Wyoming. Oh, the American West. Hard to beat.
Okay, so now my brain is just trying to wrap around where the hell was Gabriel.
Yeah. Oh, that looked like his machete. Didn't it? I mean, I know it could be anybody's machete, but they showed that in the beginning on purpose.
Oh, I'm glad they showed that again. A little callback there.
Mm-hmm.
To some earlier seasons.
Looks like there's still a lot of gear on the walls.
Never did like those.
There's
Makes
one
sense.
No Michonne's, huh?
Not even once.
Is this a terrible gift to bring to RJ?
No one has ever once called him Junior.
Teddy.
You're bringing yourself back.
The brave man, huh?
More than ever.
Nice.
Didn't she have that necklace before already?
I got you something. Baking soda and spearmint, as requested.
Toothpaste. Season 8, right, folks?
Only took a couple lifetimes.
I was in love with my son's best friend. I didn't know what to do. Then you asked for that toothpaste. I was damned if I wasn't going to find something.
You found your moment.
Something bad's gonna happen. It's bad news.
You see that sign on the road?
Looks like we found a place to stay for the night.
Where's Gabriel? Like, how?
Yeah. And
How is this gonna?
folks, I swear I've seen Michonne wear that necklace with the M on it before.
Well, remember, Rick just broke that.
Yep, I know.
But
I swear anyway, we'll talk about it later.
Review.
You know, I never let go. I pushed you away, but I never let go.
I didn't know.
What is it?
The people from the people.
Uh-oh. Oh, look at those
We
things.
got some red shirts.
Oh, lots of them.
Cracks. I break, you stab.
Oh, that dust coming off there would make me nervous.
They get crusty like that because of the steam vents calcified or something. And there's the wet ones. Got your baked and your boiled. Kind of like pierogies.
They look pretty hungry.
Appreciate the help, but we're gonna need more.
They helped us.
It's nothing personal.
You wanna just take it back?
Yeah, we could roll this back to you just saying thanks if you want.
Hell no.
Thank you for the guns. We're taking them now.
I'd like to do the rollback now.
Nope.
How do we know you won't do this to someone else?
You don't?
Promise us to leave people be.
You serious? You look after you. Anything else in this world is a fairy tale.
You think?
Why don't you just promise and we'll believe you?
Yeah. I'll leave people be.
That's fair.
Really?
Yes.
His face.
Keep your promise, asshole.
Jeez.
It's like level 1 meets level 10.
Pretty much.
You think it was okay to leave them the other one?
I don't think they'll come after us if that's what you mean. What were you saying about the people from the people?
I don't know. You think they would have made it?
Well, if we hadn't come along, I don't know.
They'd made it this far, and just like that, the sister steps in an old snare?
Yep, that's what I was thinking. We're way too far into this.
Us against the world.
We're saving it. I am surprised you took back the noodles, though.
They pulled a gun on us. You don't get noodles for that.
Nope. Not at all. I support Michonne in that.
Toothpaste, booze. What are you up to, Grimes?
I'm just working with what I got.
All right.
Now, is that going to be Gabriel?
3 years
All
ago.
right, here we go.
Whoa, here we go.
Gabriel. I'm alone.
Is it okay?
No.
Is this coming back?
No, you can't say to anyone that I was here. Okay?
I was using Eugene's ham radio with Rosita's help, trying to somehow find you. You found me.
But I was up to something. And you trusted me. And it was a mistake.
Rick brought you in because he believed the people could change. He called you one of us. He died trying to bring people together.
He died?
The bridge. He had to destroy it to stop an incoming herd. He was caught in the explosion. My mistake wasn't trusting you. It was losing my faith in you. Can you forgive me for that?
What about the ones that you made gone? How do you live with that?
Prayer. Talk.
I can't talk about the things I've been a part of.
Not even to your people?
No.
You can talk to me. Clergy confidentiality.
Morning, lovebirds.
Ah!
Of course she found him.
Yep.
Sit down.
Little mini machete.
Sit down.
I bet nobody knows she's here.
That's just rude. Just gonna jump in. The circumstances of your disappearance together were suspicious. I saw the wreck. I felt like a profound moment. Strange the things your brain remembers in a moment like that. The smell of ozone, a spider on the floor of a helicopter, and a yellow truck. I insisted on going back, but I wouldn't pull anyone away from the summit. It's too important. Crash site was rubble. When I returned, he left breadcrumbs, dead belts, ramen wrappers, all the way down Highway 90. The most direct route to Virginia.
Nobody knows she's here.
See, I've been thinking about someone else I killed. A confidant, someone monumental in my development as me, as a person who will help turn the world. I left things unsaid between us. I didn't want to do that before I killed both of you. I'm not that woman from the heaps, either. We take, we don't bother. I am decorated warrant officer Jada Stokes of the Civic Republic military. Defender of the Republic.
You're doing this for you, Anne.
No, for the Republic. I saved your life. You took it.
You stole our family, Anne.
By dying here today, Alexandria will remain safe, and your children will have a better world. You want a different way. Let that be your peace.
Oh, good call, Rick.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh!
No! How's Rick's wife doing?
Michonne, why'd you call her his wife?
Wasn't she?
One day Rick said that I should marry them.
She did slip
Maybe
up.
we should do it right there on the bridge that we were building. I couldn't see the future he described, so when there at my feet, in the dirt, right in front of me, was a ring. So I kept it. And I thought to put it someplace that Rick would find it, because I could suddenly see that someday. But what happened, happened.
Interesting story here.
The other 364 days back there, it's less about personal connection and more about responsibility to something greater than myself. That means I have to do things that are difficult.
If you're here expressing doubts, then isn't that a sign that that isn't who you are? Knowing they're doing wrong. It means that
It's about survival. Part of me that I've harnessed, that has kept me alive. Maybe it can keep the rest of the world alive, too.
the group we were in conflict with, they compromised our walls. Food is scarce. Children are hungry. You and your people could help.
Don't want that kind of help.
It wouldn't have to be much, and we'd repay you as soon as we got on.
Gabriel, you know that I can't. Please know that my remorse is real.
Please. Take this with you.
Rick's gonna find it on her, isn't she? Or isn't he?
This is a symbol of faith. Maybe it'll give you something you need.
Next year?
If I'm alive.
She took an axe to the belly, so she's on borrowed time as it is, I would think.
We can't kill her.
Oh, we can't.
I told you she left a file about home for the CRM to
To
find.
destroy Alexandria, because that's what she does, Rick. She destroys. She robbed us of you being there to see your son being born.
Yeah. Michonne needs to kind of calm down though, because Rick's right. How are they gonna find that file without Jadis?
Yeah, without her. The old pit maneuver. Oh! Oh!
Oh,
Oh, they're all
no.
calcified.
Yeah,
got
of course
out.
she got out.
Hell, I care about pasta.
Hello? I'm not here to hurt anyone. I just need a little help.
Oh, look how pale she is.
I'm being pursued by some very dangerous people. My community is safe. It has walls and food, and it's not far.
How far is not far?
It's just a few miles.
What?
You're tall.
This is her way out?
Is she gonna take her place?
Kind of do like what Rick did with Michonne with in an early episode?
We need to keep it safe without risking anything. Maybe we can help her, and if we can't,
Then I can kill her.
Mame. How is this gonna play out?
I don't know, and I love that about it.
Like, because of what Jadis said, I think Gabriel's gone.
Nah.
But then they showed him in the beginning, so it's like, okay.
I can't imagine they would do Gabriel that dirty. Trap.
All we had to do was lure you in here. We're not like you. We wouldn't have made it on our own.
That's 4 on 2. People are a resource.
Whatever she said, it's not what you think it is.
So long as I get a meal and your new pair of pants, I'm good.
Goodbye, Rick.
Oh, you're done.
Bye. Bye-bye. Activate red shirts.
I half thought you wouldn't show up this time.
I was sharp. And I don't pretend to understand your community, but I do know something about that part of yourself that you're scared of losing.
Every year I come back here, I've done worse things. I believe in what we're trying to do. There's the plan and the why.
I know you feel you can't tell me, but you can.
I can't. And if I can't, I'm not here.
No. I look forward to these days, to have this, to have you, to myself. And that proves that you're still here. It just does.
All right, so there's still feelings there.
Why don't you come with me back to Alexandria?
Gabriel,
Nobody needs to know about your community, about anything.
I can't.
You haven't told me anything about your group. Other than that, they're people who hoard supplies while others starve.
You think that the purpose of what we do is to make people suffer? That I'd be part of a group like that?
Wow. Won't put it past you.
This was me.
What?
I'm sorry I made myself vulnerable. Sorry for turning you into a loose end.
How about you show yourself?
Absolutely not.
I live for the cause, and I will die for the cause.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
I love how they're getting a little more dialed in with like shots.
Yeah.
Where it's not just like a miss and okay.
I died by my wounds. They're dead. I get killed by walkers. They're dead. After all these years, you were finally feeling the responsibility to fight for something bigger than yourself. And Beale saw it too. He was gonna give you the echelon briefing the moment you returned. Your eyes would have been opened to the true size and scope of what the CRM is gonna do to bring this world back. You could have ensured Alexandria's security. You let Michonne pull you away from that. And now here we are. Fates of your friends, your children sealed.
You don't really want to kill everyone back home, Anne.
I've chosen my community. I've chosen my life.
She's right. I didn't want to see it. I wanted her dead. But Rick, there has to be a sacrifice. All that I've done has been for us. But now I see this can't end with us going home.
What's it gonna be?
She gonna give him a wink? Like,
Well, that's what that stare was a little bit.
One where we all can live, and Alexandria.
Michonne gets some supplies to keep you alive long enough to get you to the jump point. We'll say I was injured in the crash, the lone survivor, and I'll go back to the CRM. So working for a future like none of this ever happened on one condition.
Michonne gets away, and I never tell them about Alexandria.
We got a deal?
Why should I trust you after all the shit that you've pulled?
That he pulled. How about what you pulled?
all right.
We got a deal.
All these.
All the times that Jada screwed him over, going all the way back to her introduction.
Yeah, this is just like when she turned with Negan.
Yep.
Oh, he took the hand?
Yeah.
Don't take the hand off. So I'm going to get the jump on the back end. Are we going to lose Jadis
Lay
this
down our
episode?
weapons, lay down yours.
Oh, she's...
She ain't gonna make it anyway.
It's a fool to think I could take you down with you two together. Her getting the med kit.
Every time.
You're lying to yourself. You don't keep coming back here. You never left. Shoot me. Make me understand. Show me who you are.
Drop the gun, or I will kill you.
Oh! Oh, they turned real quick. Oh, jeez. Oh! Oh, she's done for.
We lost Jadis!
You might as well tell me where that file is now.
Everything I've ever had, I've lost. Everyone. I was finally part of something that could last, and I knew if I didn't kill you all, somehow, some way you come for the CRM. So I drew up the dossier to protect myself. I thought in my death it was worth it. I had chosen a side, right? Back and forth. Jadis and Alexandrians, CRM. Go.
You came to me to help you find an answer. You just found it.
He already showed me. I found my answer. The dossier. It's in my room at the Cascadia base. It's just destroy it and go home. The CRM will bring the world back. Tell me you won't come after them.
No. Because we are coming for them.
Rick's face.
We're gonna get the dossier, and then the CRM, we're gonna stop them. He's gonna get the echelon briefing and find out everything that they do that the city doesn't know about. And we're gonna help the city stop them. The CRM is not the answer.
You kept us alive for a reason.
They look like real emotion by Andy there.
I wish I died an artist. It was never about survival.
Glenn.
It was just about truth. This is mine. The end of my story. My peace.
She's got the ring maybe on her
Yep.
neck. Yep.
You told Gabriel you wanted to marry her. You found this. You wanted to give it to you.
How did you?
You weren't dreaming, Rick. Do what you said you would do. Please.
Oh, if that ain't a callback.
If that ain't a callback,
Oh.
good old Dale. I can't believe this. Wow.
Jump point's just over that ridge.
You couldn't have changed them by yourself, Rick, but together, the whole damn world. I see how we could make it better. And if we can, Rick, we have to.
I've been wanting to say something.
Oh.
It's a broken world, and you're the only thing that puts it back together. Till my last breath, I am yours.
There it is. There it is.
I could never have imagined this, but it could only ever have been you. I'm yours.
Dude, this is going to get so wild for like the rest of this story. Okay, so
Oh, we're all caught up.
yeah, we're in the now.
Yeah, we're in the now with him. Okay. There's Rock Fran.
Oh man, here we go. I don't.
Maybe that
They
rock
gotta
wasn't
be
for...
suspicious. Wow, dude. If you don't mind, I'm gonna start this one off.
Yep, go ahead.
Wow. So
So much speculation, so many things we got wrong, we got right.
yeah. So first off, Pollyann McIntosh, bravo. Thank you for your service. I still can't believe
Been a run.
that you're gone, because she's one of those characters that, in my eyes, my opinion, that she's such a great antagonist, and she's that she is the chameleon character where you really, really, really want to like her, really cheer for her, but then she does just some just drastic shit that, like, come on, and right, like, or Jadis,
You were that close, and then you blew it.
and then always seeing, her with Gabriel, it was great in this episode to kind of, welcome back Gabriel to this, because I did not expect anybody from the show to be in here except Jadis, Michonne, and Rick, right? So really great to see Gabriel back in here. So I wonder, I won't anticipate for the last one, but it was great to see some character come back. With Jadis's arc, I thought it was a pretty good one. Again, I personally wouldn't have written her off. I would have loved to seen her show up randomly somewhere, but at the end of the day, she did take that axe. She did take quite a shot. I guess I was trying to tell myself there's some med kit somewhere. They're gonna make a deal. Rick and Michonne are gonna patch her up, and then she's just gonna go off, and they got some kind of deal-ish. But at the end of the day, she wanted two things. She wanted the CRM to be very successful in the plan, and then she also wanted to really, really, really be Anne and not Jadis.
Yep.
So in the end, she was Anne because she told Rick and Michonne about the dossier, and now we see Rick and Michonne going back to that. So again, bravo, Pollyann McIntosh. Thank you for your service. You were great on the show. It's sad to see you go. I wasn't expecting it just now. So thank you for that. This whole episode with the red shirts in the beginning, you knew they were going to be gone immediately.
It's like, how did they make it this far?
Yeah, how did they make it this far? The journey in this one for Rick and Michonne was kind of almost like a catch-up of sorts for lost time, it felt like, in certain moments, which was kind of cool. A little bit more happier in this episode than what I was anticipating. I thought we were just going to get a quick blip, of happiness, and then it was going to be not downhill, but serious time. So I'm happy we got a little bit more happiness from those two, because I feel like we're not going to see for quite some time now.
I mean, every time they were kissing, I was waiting for something bad to happen, somebody to come in the background, somebody to pull something on them. I was just waiting for it.
Yeah, this episode I was a little dialed back of like, stop, the PDA, you guys got to run. But the reason why I was a little bit more calmer this time around because they were in an area where, no one's really
there's
around
nobody
for the most
around.
part. I do find it. I did love the tidbits of how Jadis caught up to him. I know some folks could probably nitpick that a little bit of, conveniently she found him. But
We found rappers.
I do like how they did she described the trail they left behind. So for me, that's good enough.
Yeah.
If you dislike it, I understand, but they did enough for me to be like, all right, that's good enough.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
they had
She
further
tracked
story.
him. Tracked him. With this too, and sorry, folks, I can't even gloss this over. We got a proposal from Rick to Michonne. I thought that was great. About time, long overdue, but it was cool to see little tidbits that they put in of Gabriel and Rick having those conversations, right? And then Gabriel having the ring. So I thought that was really unique.
Oh, you mean Gabriel and Anne having the conversation?
Well, Rick and Gabriel had conversations back in the day.
Prior,
Yeah,
yes.
that's how Gabriel had that. So that was cool. The callback with Rick standing over Jadis.
Yeah, that angle is so iconic.
Dale and Rick and Daryl, that in season 2, what a callback that was. I'm sure there was other little things sprinkled in there that I just didn't catch right away.
Absolutely.
But overall, y'all have been doing really, really stellar with these first 5 episodes. I know we got 1 to go. I'll kind of back off here and let Quinn take on. But again, bravo. I really feel like season 1 so far, I know we got 1 more episode to go, but I feel like if I were to chapter this is the love story of Rick and Michonne. And whatever chapter 2 is yet to be seen, but wow.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of chaos in the final episode. And again, my question this whole time is, are you, since the beginning, since they announced this, when they were talking about doing movies and then they were talking about the limited run series, my whole question was, how do you do this story justice in just a 1 season or a handful of movies? I don't think it can be done. So I firmly believe, just to get this out of the way, there will be a season 2 of The Ones Who Live. And I think we will eventually get Rick and Michonne back to Alexandria. I don't think it's going to happen this season. There's just too much going on. There's too much story to tell. They're not going to all of a sudden take down the entire CRM in 40 minutes of an episode once they get to it. But all that being said, with this episode, like I said, folks, I'm sure it made the cut because we probably talked about it too much, but I swear I've seen Michonne wear that necklace with an M on it before in this series. I swear she had it, and if any of you out there can help me on that one or correct me, and maybe we'll do some research after the fact. But anyhow, that was a nice touch. There was, when they were spinning the license plate, it did start on A, and I did see one that said Andrew on it, which was kind of funny with Andy Lincoln being the one looking.
Yeah.
So that was a nice touch, but a ton of callbacks, a ton of stuff going on in the background. There's so much to see on these episodes. I really think that it would be a disservice to not go back and watch them twice, because there's so many small little details that you can pick up on, and so many wonderful things that they've been doing. The picturesque settings that we had in this episode was such a departure from the kind of the dreary and the ugly that we had in the earlier episodes. You know, aside from Rick being in the city at the park where it's all nice, a lot of what we had in the episodes was very dark and gritty. And here we're out in a beautiful forest, and they're kind of going about things that way, which again gave me kind of callback vibes to your season 1, your season 2, where they were in that type of setting. And that was just really great to see. So much speculation in this episode as it was going on. We got a bunch of things wrong. We got a bunch of things right. Trying to figure out how Gabriel fits in, because when they first showed him, we just see Gabriel going through the woods. And we're like, holy shit, is Gabe catching up to him? Is he going to end up in this series? And as it ended up being, it was just flashbacks. But I think part of me was still wondering, well, is he still going to somehow show up maybe? But that was really well done. And again, that acted as to drive Jadis's character into who she eventually becomes, those meetings with Gabriel. So that was a lot of fun. The again, so much misdirection in this episode. I wasn't sure which way they're going to go because this series has been on so long. I was getting so many memories of like when Rick and Michonne were hiding behind the blankets and they're, Rick's calling out trying to make a deal. I was getting, vibes of, one of my favorite episodes in season 2 where Rick is in the bar in Nebraska with those guys trying to argue through the door with him and Glenn, and they're trying to get out. So again, I think it's because the show has been around so long and they've done so many things, you get those vibes of callbacks, but all that felt really good.
To add on to that, there has been numerous times too in here, now that you're bringing it up, it just hit me, like numerous times Rick tried to make deals with Jadis. Almost every time they've had some kind of encounter, it's we got to make a deal. We got to make a deal. So
no deal.
I love how just one last deal right here, and it just goes to shit.
And the thing about
usual.
and the thing about that was making deals and Jadis kind of went hand in hand, right? And she was always double crossing somebody. You could never trust her, even when her back was against the wall and she absolutely had to make the deal. She would find a way to double cross Rick and company. So that was interesting. Because this is a limited run episode, if I had to nitpick, there's two things that I'll get to here at the end. And the one was Jadis's belief in the CRM and how she was totally all in on it and had full conviction for what they were trying to do. I kept waiting for her to turn and maybe try to get out of it. Like when they met the 3 red shirts that we saw and the taller woman, I think you kind of thought it and I thought it as well. Oh, maybe she'll do something, plant a body, make it look like she didn't make it. And that's her way to get out. I wasn't fully believing that Jadis was all in on the CRM. And again, I think that's only because this is a limited run series and I didn't have 3 seasons of watching Jadis work her way up the ladder in the CRM and be, go full in on their goals. So that's one nitpick. And then the other one was the fact that she found them in the middle of this massive wild country with trees and things overgrown. She found the cabin that they happened to be in. It was a little much for me to try to believe that she could track down Rick and Michonne. But at the end of the day, it forwards the story. I'm not really going to nitpick it because it's just kind of like, whatever. Okay, she found him. I'm not going to be like, well, that would actually be incredibly difficult what she had to do because they could have gone any direction. But obviously she knew they were probably heading back. But still, I'll let it go. Another fantastic episode with just a ton of misdirection, a ton of character development, and it just keeps you guessing the whole way.
So two things I want to touch on. If you made it this far, thank you. One question for all of you, and feel free to jump in too. Is Jadis and Thorne right about the big picture that they keep talking about with the CRM?
Well, and again, that's a problem I have with Thorne. Is she really all in? We really only had a quarter or an eighth of an episode showing Thorne's character, and all of a sudden she flipped the switch and is ready to go all in. That's the one problem that I have with this series, is getting me to believe that characters who I either just met or have known for a while are all in on this goal that they maybe didn't seem to be originally.
Well, you got to remember, World Beyond, they did a decent job of showing Jadis being all in. So you got to take that in consideration too. But Thorne, but I think like with what they're doing here with that overall big picture is Thorne was immediately sold after she read the Echelon.
Yeah.
So what I'm really intrigued by now here is the Echelon real? And is it really a game changer? Because if it is, right, we'll just go down this ride with me here. If it is, granted, with all the terrible shit that the CRM has done, if it truly can bring a world back to somewhat of what it was, would you want that to happen, right? If you're a character in The Walking Dead and you were told, hey, some terrible stuff's going to happen, but we're going to bring the world back, here's the plan, would you be a part of it? That's kind of what's kind of going in my head, because as we all know, where our group goes, destruction everywhere. So we've heard it numerous times in this series of the Echelon. It's the bigger plan, and Jada said that 500 times over, whatever it was, right? for the next 500 years, the goal plan or whatever it was. Like, okay, now I'm thinking, I'm trying to put myself as Rick. I mean, I got 2 kids. You know, I want people to live. Is this plan really real? And will it, if it is, like, wow, so maybe, now, you know, episode 6 will probably give us a lot more answers to the echelon. I got to imagine if it's a real thing and it's going to make real positive change, then I can 100% see a season 2 needs to happen, because then we have the journey of Rick and Michonne trying to course correct and get the bad people out of the CRM and change all the horrible crap they're doing. But again, I'm just curious if you guys think that is real, because they're not doing it just to do it. I mean, they've done some dumb stuff before, but I feel like this, with what we have here, it's something now. So I'm hoping that there's something real to it. And then Gabriel's the way he was able to get through to Anne in those one-time meets per year was actually pretty intriguing too. I don't really feel like he got to her all the way, but he got to her enough
to where it was in the back of her mind.
Yes,
and it would get triggered in certain scenarios, I think.
Yep, in certain spots. Yeah, where it was like, all right, I can be Anne here. But for the most of the time, I feel like Jadis was the dominant role for her to help justify some of her actions, even if they weren't actions that needed to be necessary. But
yeah, and then I guess to answer what you were thinking about the echelon, like, look, I think it has to be real, because what's the alternative? We have little small communities that pop up, kind of scavenging, living off what used to be the world. That can only last so long, because you have all these small communities, they start fighting or warring with one another, and that never ends. You'll never grow a society or whatever you want to call it if you just have all these warring factions there. And I think what the CRM wants to do with the echelon is have some semblance of government to be the overpower over everyone. If that makes sense, terrible wording, but to be the leadership over everyone and kind of bring everybody together. Because without that, you're never going to advance anywhere. The best you're going to see is, you know, small communities doing their own farming and, you know, raising of crops just enough for themselves. You're never going to get past that kind of pre-industrial revolution era. Like, you're not going to all of a sudden fire up electrical grids and oil refineries and everything else. So I think there has to be something with the echelon. And early prediction real quick here is that Rick and Michonne are going to get to the point where they're about to make the decision. They're about to do whatever. They're going to read the echelon, and it's going to change everything. And we're going to get that classic Andy Lincoln look over, and he's going to say, we can't do it. That's my early prediction.
Well, and to kind of call back a couple episodes ago, we were saying like, oh, it seems like everyone's all merry in that city or whatever. We did forget that there's some protesters going on.
Right.
So,
yep. So Michonne's not wrong what she said about the people in the city fighting the CRM.
Yeah, so again, one episode to go, so much story again to tell.
That way.
And this series has been amazing. Yeah. So, gosh, folks, let us know what you think too, because what is your early predictions for episode 6 here? Because I honestly don't know. I think Endgame, it could be somehow they take over the CRM. Let's hope Rick and Michonne are there in the end. And then just like Carl was at the end of the comic, obviously Carl's not around, so it would have to be Judith and RJ, you know, in the end where they are in the comic. So, but otherwise, other than that, I'm so happy. I don't know what the hell's going on. You know, it's not predictable right now. I mean, in some spots, but not the overall picture. So, I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Yep, so much misdirection, so much stuff going on, so many different ways this series can go. It's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to a season 2. Again, let's hope they don't like do something like run a trailer for season 2 of The Ones Who Live prior to episode 6.
I just don't want any announcements. Season 2.
I don't want nothing. Just
6 because it
after it's done, then tell me. Yep. But
thank you, Polly.
Thank you.
And
Polly. Thank you to all of you out there watching. So for Diamond Dave Damone, I'm Mason Quinn. This has been Bad Medicine. That was The Ones Who Live. We'll see you right back here for the final episode.